Good morning, friends. So yesterday the class it just ended very abruptly, but we will start today where we ended yesterday. So we'll be starting with Salarino's speech. So Salarino, he says, "My wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ague when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do." So Salarino, he is trying to again console Antonio. He's trying to sympathize him, and he's saying that when I would be petrified, I would be very anxious. I would be feverish, okay, feeling very feverish when I would see at the wind, when I would see the wind cooling my broth. Okay, so when the wind would be cooling the broth, I would feel very petrified, and I will be reminded of the treacherous wind blowing at the sea. Okay, the wind blowing at the sea where my cargo lies. Now I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats, and see my wealthy Andrew docked in sand, wailing her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. So what does this mean here? He's saying that he will also refrain from looking at the hourglass, because the sand in the hourglass, it will remind him of the shallows and the flats. So shallows here means shallow water, and flats means sandbanks. So the sand in the hourglass, it will remind him of the sand banks. And he also imagines that his ship, okay, Antonio's ship, or his ship where his cargoes lies, it is buried in the sandbanks. It collided with the sandbank and it got buried. As a result, the ship, it got flipped over, it got upturned, and the highest point of the ship, the mast, it is kissing the lower part of the ship. So he imagines that as a consequence of drowning, the higher part of the ship, it is kissing the lower part of the ship. Now should I go to the church and see the holy edifice of stone, and not bethink me straight of dangerous rocks, which touching by my gentle vessel's side, would scatter all her spices on the stream, enrobe the roaring waters with my silks. So what he's saying that he will refrain, he will not be willing to go to the church. What's the reason? He says if he goes to the church, then the stony structure of the church will remind him of the rugged rocks, the jagged rocks, okay, the rugged boulders. So his ship, which it might get collide, it might be colliding with this jagged boulders and get drowned, and his entire cargo will spill in the sea. The spices will spill in the sea, and it will be worthless. Okay, it is very expensive, and now it will be worthless. So not only his spices, but his silk fabric will also get damaged, because it is scattered on the water. So now he says, and in a word, but even now worth this, and now worth nothing. So is his entire cargo, which was so precious, it was so expensive once upon a time, but now it is worthless. Okay, it is of no significance. It has gone rotten. Now shall I have to think to this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing bechanced would make me sad? So he said that I can imagine what will happen if my cargo is lying at a risk. If I can imagine this, can't I imagine how much grief it will bring along with it? How much pain, how much agony it will bring along with it? So he's again imagining that also. But tell not me, I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise. And Antonio, please don't hide, okay? Please don't pretend, because I know that you are sad, you are gloomy, you are in a melancholic mood because of your merchandise, because of your cargo which is lying at the sea. Now, how does Antonio reciprocates? He says, believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. So he says that I'm very lucky. Your point of view is not correct. I'm very lucky. My stars are aligned. Okay. He says, my ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. So what he's saying, that he possesses business expertise, business acumen. He's very proficient in his business. And he's saying that he has not invested the entire money in one transaction, okay, or in one basket. His business is spread. His investment, he has not invested everything on this ship. It is scattered in different places. And his financial position, it doesn't depend upon the profit and loss of this year. So his business will not destabilize if something happens to the cargo. Okay, so he is saying that he is very wealthy, okay, and everything is not depending on this particular ship, okay, or on the outcome of this transaction. Okay, now Salarino, why then you are in love? So if you are not sad, it means if you're not sad because of your merchandise, it means you are in love. So Antonio is saying, oh please, this is nonsense. I'm not in love either. Now what is Salarino saying? Not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not merry, and it were as easy for you to laugh and leave and say you are merry because you are not sad. So what he's trying to say, he's basically playing with the word. He's teasing Salarino. He's trying to cheer him up, and he's saying that, see, you are not saying, you're not declaring, or you're not saying that you are sad. So it means what? People, what they will assume? They'll assume you are cheerful, you are happy, okay, and you are just enjoying. So now, and then he refers to, there's an allusion to Roman mythology. Okay, in the Roman mythology, there is a god with two faces. His name is Janus. So now by two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time. Some that will evermore peep through their eyes and laugh like parrots at a bagpiper, and others of such vinegar aspect that they will not show their teeth in a way of smile, though nesters swear the jest be laughable. So what does this mean? He says that this two faces Janus, okay, one face is smiling and other face is, it is basically frowning. In the same way, nature has created different kind of people. Okay, one sect of people, they are so cheerful, they are so happy that they even laugh at the funeral, or they stupidly laugh like a parrot at a wailing bagpiper. But some are so grumpy, they are so grouchy and grim that they will not even crack a smile at a joke which is laughed at by Nestor. Now who is Nestor? Nestor was a Greek, he was a Greek soldier who had fought in the Trojan War. And it was said that if Nestor laughed at any joke, then it was the funniest. Some people, they are so serious and so solemn that they will not laugh at the joke laughed at by Nestor. Now what is Salanio saying? So Salanio, he's saying now somebody is arriving, somebody is coming in the scenes, some more characters are joining. So let us see who comes. So Bassanio, Bresciano and Lorenzo, these are the new characters who are arriving at the scene. So Salanio is saying that here comes Bassanio, your most noble kingsman. Bresciano and Lorenzo, fare you well, we leave you thou with better company. So your best friends have arrived, your relatives have, very close relatives have arrived. So we bid farewell to you and you will be having good company now. What is Salarino saying? I would have stayed till I had made you merry if worthier friends had not prevented me. So as your worthier friends, they have arrived, they are depriving me of the opportunity to make you smile, to make you laugh. So now we will bid you farewell. Now what is Antonio replying? He is saying that your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it. Your own business calls on you and you embrace the occasion to depart. So he is saying your worth is very dear in my regard. I see you very worthy. Okay. And I gather, okay, I assume that you have some business on hand. Okay. You have some business to cater. And that is the reason you are taking this opportunity to leave. Now enter Bassanio, Lorenzo and Greciano. Salarino. Good morrow, my good lord. So he's just wishing them good morning. What is Bassanio saying? Good signors both, when shall we laugh? Say when. You grow exceedingly strange, must it be so? So Bassanio is saying that you both are very good gentlemen. I know this, but we should meet frequently. Okay, we have become strangers, which is not good, and we should meet very frequently. This is what does he mean by these lines. Now Salarino, we will make our leisures to attend on yours. So we will find some time, okay, to meet you. Extend Salarino and Salanio. Now Lorenzo. My Lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you, but at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet. So Lorenzo, he's also aware of the fact that Bassanio and Antonio, they are very thick friends. They share a very good camaraderie. Okay, so he says that I will also take leave of you, but remember that we will meet you at the dinner time. So Salarino, Salanio, Lorenzo, they all depart. Now what is Bassanio says? I will not fail you. So I will not disappoint you. Now Greciano, you look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously chained. So Greciano, he is worried when he sees Antonio in a very pale condition. Okay. So what he says that you don't look well, you look ill, you look sick, okay, as if you are afflicted with some malady. And he says that, you are too much attached to this material world, to this material pleasure, wealth and status. So you don't have to take it seriously. You are very serious about it. Okay. So you have too much respect upon the world. Okay. Now they lose it that do buy it with much care. So you are so serious because the pleasure of this world, okay, it is very fleeting in nature. It is very transient. It is very short-lived. So believe me, you are marvelously changed. So you have to detach yourself from this materialistic pleasure. Okay, when you detach yourself, you will be happy. Okay, so but now you have grievously transformed. You have really changed. So you are in a very pitiful condition. Antonio, I hold the world but as the world. Greciano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. So Antonio, he is again replying. He is saying that everybody has, this world is a stage. I consider this world as a stage, and every man has to play his part, and unfortunately I have to play a sorrowful part. Okay, so today we will do up till here, and tomorrow we'll start with Greciano speech. Thank you.